turn the camera around. Sorry that I'm so close. All right. I think I'm ready here. Okay, so hi, my name is Peely Bailey, and I am a yoga teacher. And I'm often asked by my students, what are some things that they can do when they're in the office because they have issues with back pain, issues with shoulder issues, things like that. So I just wanted to jump on here on my YouTube channel to give you guys just a few suggestions for ways that you can do little exercises throughout the day to reset your spine, to open your shoulders, and just to make sure that you're doing things in terms of your posture that can help you feel better throughout the day. I used to work sitting down all the time in a very highly technical field, so I'm staring at computer screens all the time, and it took its toll on my lower back and things like that. Also, a lot of times when you sit at a desk and you're looking at a computer, you tend to round the shoulders and jut the head forward so that you can see. So if I turn sideways, you can see that my ears are forward of my shoulders. So things like that you really don't want to do. And I have this lighting here and it's bugging me, but okay. So here's some things that you could do to help your posture throughout work. Okay, so what I like to do is I am sitting here at my desk, and this is going to be my desk for right now. I like to check in with my posture. So a lot of times, I'll have a concave posture like this. I'll be slumping forward. I might even be leaning over and I'm looking at the computer screen, and I'm being nudged by a cat from behind. So what I will do is I'll take a moment just to begin to be aware of my surroundings. So I always start with my breath. I start by taking a deep breath in, releasing that breath. Then I will root down through my feet, grounding down through the floor. I'll press my heels into the floor. And as I do that, I take my lower back, I take my lower back down towards the seat, and I lift my belly up and away from my front thighs. And you can see that's already starting to translate into my spine. So from here, my arms are on my desk. I'll press my elbows down into the desk. And as I press the elbows down into the desk, I'll roll the corners of my shoulder heads back. And you can see that already that's starting to translate into me lifting my heart, lifting my chest up, okay? So this is just the beginning of resetting the posture, but even just doing this, you'll start to feel warm and you breathe into that. So take a deep breath in and exhale. And take a deep breath in and exhale. So another thing that's good to do if you're always sitting is to go ahead and stand up. I'm going to keep this chair here because I'm going to use it. So go ahead and stand up, and maybe your desk is not as high. This is actually a very high table. Usually the desk would be lower than this. So you can use the desk in your room. You can use the wall in your room if you have that, to help yourself to get a little stretch in your spine. So this is a very tall table, so I could use the table. I could stretch my hands along the table and press my thighs back towards the wall, and let my head be in line with my ears, so I could do that. But I want you to be able to see a little bit more clearly, so I'm going to turn sideways. So from here, I can either use the back of the chair, which I'm not sure if you can see the chair. Okay, so I can either use the back of the chair and go ahead and walk back and get a nice stretch here. So now you can't see them. We're gonna work on this so that we make sure that you can see everything. So here we go. So I can either get a nice stretch here and my legs, my knees are bent, and I'm pushing my upper thighs back so that I get a nice stretch and a length from my entire spine is elongating here. My entire spine is elongating, and I'm really getting a good stretch in my low back. So that's one way that you could use your surroundings to do. It's a modified down dog. Some call it puppy dog. Okay, so that's one thing. But like I said, we're going to focus on things that you can do so that people who are walking by your office, you won't feel kind of weird. Some people might feel a little bit weird doing that kind of a stretch. So you're standing at your desk. You can either turn sideways, you can step 1 foot forward and the other foot back. And then from here, you can just begin to, tip over to stretch. Both legs are straight, and you can go ahead and stretch your legs that way. So let's just work on the upper body since my camera angle will allow you to do that. So you have a belt, you're a man at work or you're a woman at work and you have a belt on. Okay, you could take this belt and you could use it a couple different ways. So if you're having shoulder issues, then you can make a loop in the belt about the width of your shoulders. And so you're gonna make this loop, and you can put the loop on your upper arms just to check, okay, it's about the width of my shoulders. So then you're gonna take this around behind you, okay? And just to the upper elbows here, okay? And you can see how the strap is already starting to touch me right here at the bra line, okay? So all I'm gonna do, now that I have my arms in bondage, all I'm gonna do is begin to push my arms out to the sides. Not back, but out to the sides. And I'm gonna do it from the side so you see this. So I'm gonna push it out to the side and see how it begins to allow the corners of my shoulder heads to roll back and my chest lifts up. So where the strap is hitting me in the back is where I begin to lift from there, okay? Now, I'm also going to want to root into my heels and take the tailbone down between the space between the heels to stretch my low back down. Because what we have a tendency to do is when we poke our chest out, our bums tend to stick out. You see how my bum is sticking out there. So I'm gonna drive down into my heels and notice that the flesh of my bum went down the back, okay? So now I'm gonna keep pressing into this strap and opening the chest, okay? There's gonna be a lot of grip, a lot of work that you're gonna feel between your shoulder blades. That's good. That's what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so another thing that you can do, so say you don't have a belt, but maybe you have a scarf. Maybe you wore a scarf to work, and so you can use your scarf. You take your scarf off, and you can hold it. So here I've taken my scarf, I've doubled it over, and I'm gonna hold it. So now here's the hard part. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. So I have the strap out in front of me, and now I'm just gonna lift the strap up overhead, okay? And I'm gonna get low so you can see me, aha. Lift the strap up overhead, and you can bring it back behind you. Now here, for me, this strap is not wide enough, so that's good. I can open it out. Okay, so now we're gonna take the arms back behind you as you exhale, and then you're gonna inhale and lift the strap up and over the head. So I say strap because if we were in a yoga class, we'd be using a strap. So you wanna have a grip on the strap, or you wanna have a grip here on what am I using right now? My scarf. You wanna have a grip on the scarf where it's almost like you're trying to rip that scarf apart, okay? So here, you're gonna take it up, you're gonna take it back behind you, whew, forward. So now this one, where I had it, was a little bit too tight, and I felt that here. So you can play with that. Where does it need to be? And then you're gonna do this a couple times, okay? So you're gonna take it behind you and take it forward. Then you're gonna take the strap, you're gonna keep holding it, and you do a lateral stretch, okay? So this lateral stretch, you're gonna get really deeply, as far as you can into that, and you're lifting up and out to go over, okay? So there's some things you can do that way. Last thing, so we're gonna go back to our belt, is this is a good way to reset your shoulders. So you're gonna take the strap on your upper elbows again, so just above where your elbow hooks, you're gonna put the belt, okay? All right, so from here, and I'll turn sideways so you can see, you're pressing out into the strap. Now notice my shoulders are rounding forward. We're trying to correct that. So we're gonna take the arms and plug them into the shoulder socket. Did you see that? We'll do it again. Plug those arms into the shoulder socket. And let's do it from back so you can see what's happening in my back. You see right now it's my shoulder heads are rounded. Shoulder blades are rounded. And now it's like my shoulder blades are hugging in towards my chest, okay? So from here, again, you're gonna root down through your feet. You're gonna pierce the heels down and lengthen the low back. And then inhale and lift the arms up. Now, you're gonna get to a place where the strap is gonna wanna hit you on the forehead. Okay, don't let that stop you. So we're gonna lift until we get to that place where the strap is hitting me on the forehead, and then watch my side ribs. I'm going to lift my side ribs to create more length and clear the head, okay? So I'm still working that area of my back. We're just squeezing in, and I'm keeping the chest broad, and I'm pressing out into that strap to wake up my upper back. So our upper back a lot of times goes to sleep on us, especially when we're at the computer and we're hunching over. So this is a way to open that area of the body. And then another thing that you can do as we're gonna end our practice for the day is you can clasp the hands behind you. Roll the shoulders back and reach the arms back behind you. So you can either do this upright, or if you feel like it, you can hinge at the hips and fold forward, okay? But since we're just focusing on the upper body right now, so it's not so much as a jamming back. First, you want to take the shoulder head. So this is what happens when we put our shoulders roll forward. So the shoulders need to lift up and back, okay? So I'm going to do it from the back. Rolling the shoulders up and back, okay? To open the chest, we're broadening across the collarbone. Then you're going to stretch the knuckles down like you're trying to stretch them to your heels, okay? So elbows are bent here. Now I'm stretching the knuckles down like I'm trying to stretch them to my heels, okay? And then from there, you can begin to work them any amount away from the body. And release. So once you've done that, you can go back to work. Remember your posture. Remember your breathing. I hope you enjoyed this. Namaste.